Hey guys, it's Graham. What's cracking? Woke up to an email today from Goodreads support. Let's talk about that. Sorry I haven't done a whole lot this week. I went on vacation over the weekend and still kind of recovering from it. It also coincided with a schedule change at work, so a lot of chainsaws up in the air, but here we are. I've got a book that I'm going to finish today, and I should have that review out tomorrow. So, Goodreads. I've probably talked about it before. It's a website that started in the mid 2000s. My brother sent me an invite to join it back in the day. And it's just kind of a fun social site for tracking and sharing books that you're reading. And then, sometime within the last, I want to say 10 years or so, Amazon bought it to integrate it into their system, and things started changing, as one might predict. The guess was that Amazon wanted it for the data because that would help them, I don't know, push ebooks or measure what people were buying. It would help them make more money. That's really all they're interested in, and they need information to do that. Ever since then, the platform changed, but there were problems with it to begin with. Review bombing, which can really happen anywhere, but Goodreads was one of the stronger sites where reviews and ratings tended to carry more weight, but review bombing was easy to manufacture in either direction. There was also the Goodreads Choice Awards that happen at the end of every year, which really have zero bearing on the quality of the book and more on the popularity of the book. And this is especially glaring when you consider that the voting happens in November. And as long as it's a book that is coming out in that calendar year, whether it has come out or not, you can vote for it. You can vote on a book that's coming out in December. And if nobody's read it, but everybody is looking forward to it, they can just vote on that one as the best book. And so, you can effectively, it's like voting for a candidate who isn't on the ballot. Nobody knows anything about them. It's just a popularity contest. It's got nothing to do with whether the book is actually good. I haven't tracked it closely enough to see if this has ever happened, but ostensibly you could have a book win in a category and the book actually sucks and everybody hates it, and they organically give it 1 star, but hey, it won because the book came out in December and the voting happened up before Thanksgiving. That's been a flaw, as has been the ability to review books before they come out. Maybe there's some deep internal setting where reviews won't log until release day, but same thing. It's like with the review bombing. You can make the rating not matter, and they often do, and Goodreads support has been slow or completely unwilling to do anything about that. The issue that I had today is connected to a video that I did 2 years ago, and there's no point blind iteming this. I did my summary video of the Red Rising series, how the first 3 books were fantastic, and then the next 2 went from not great to outright bad. And I explained why, and the Red Rising fandom on YouTube, this was their first time encountering a differing opinion of anything. And that's as far as I can tell based on their reaction to me saying something that they didn't like about Dark Age and Iron Gold, 4th book. Those last 2 books were just not good. And I did a summary video ahead of the 6th book coming out in July of 23. Shared my thoughts on it, and boy howdy were they not pleased with that opinion. Fine, whatever. My rule on YouTube is I'm not here to start crap with anybody, but I'm also going to be honest with you guys. I eventually took that video private just because I privated a whole bunch of videos on this channel at the beginning of the year. I didn't think there was any net gain for anybody in it. I was just okay, whatever. I'll probably do another summary video later on. But I did keep up my review of Lightbringer, which I read when it came out, to see if it could right the ship and get the series back to form for me, if I would enjoy it the way that I had enjoyed books 1 through 3. And after reading it, my main takeaway was that it was 30 audio hours, or it was 700 pages in print, of nothing happening. At the end, Darrow was in the almost exact same position that he was in the beginning, He had a couple of different allies. A few of his allies were dead. That was basically it. And I was extremely, extremely let down. So I did my video, and then I went on Goodreads, and I linked first to my video, and then I put my summary as, like, all this time to get to the exact same position at the end that you were at the beginning. What the hell is going on? Fast forward now, 2 years later, and the Red Rising fandom is prowling around on Goodreads the same way that they were prowling around on YouTube, looking for heretics to stomp them out. Like, you are not allowed to disagree with their assessment of this series. This is their religion. This is sacrosanct, and heretics will be quashed. Somebody reported my review, and I got an email from Goodreads. Now, this is interesting. I've had reviews taken down on Amazon before. Their automatic reporting system or whatever will say, like, oh, we don't like your 1-star review that you did of this book. And it wasn't just like a rating. It was, I'd give a reason why a certain book got 1 star from me. But they would take it down, and it was just an automated thing. There might have been some intern somewhere writing a reason as to why, but if I replied to it, I would just get ignored. This one, I got the feeling that it was written, and there was an invitation to reply. It's like, says, hey, like, if you fix this, we'll put your review back on the community page or whatever. The issue was that you can't just put a YouTube link in a review and have that be the review. It says that you're free to put the link at the beginning or the end of your review, but you have to have something else typed in the review. And I woke up, I saw that email, I went and checked my review, and I was like, I don't think I just did a link for that one. Sure enough, I didn't. I had a sentence or two of text. So I screen capped that, and I sent it back to them, and I was like, I'm getting harassed by malicious actors in the fandom here who don't like that I didn't like this book. Now it's happening on Goodreads the way that it happened on YouTube. But I screen capped it, and I sent it back. I was like, I put a link in there. I put it near the beginning of the review, which, as you just said, is cool to do as long as I have something else in my review, which I also did. The right thing for you guys to do is to put it back on the community page, but honestly, I don't care either way. It's just another straw in the haystack of problems with Goodreads. They want data. They don't care so much about the actual reading community or the user experience. If enough people complain, they'll listen to the democratic majority of complainers, even at the expense of their own terms, which are laid out in the email. We'll see what happens, but really the only reason I continue to use Goodreads is inertia, and it would also take me a long time to go and create my own spreadsheet of 2,000 books that I've read. If I wanted to deprive them of data, I guess I could just go clear all of the ratings for all of the books that I've read, but that's a stupid and petty thing to do. I'm 41 years old. I don't have time for that crap. I think from now on, I'm just going to mark books as read or not and not put ratings on them. I don't know. It's sad to see this thing that was useful and created by passionate people who, hey, if Amazon ordered them a ton of money, I understand why they sold, but things tend to always go this way. Somebody creates something out of a desire for a useful product. It gets sold. It becomes corporatized and soulless. It's ultimately taken over by, I don't even know what the word would be for it, just people who act this way, and here we are. Fortunately, since 2009, I've been keeping manual lists as well of everything that I read in a year, and I found that pretty useful and an enjoyable practice. It's how I do my lists at the end of the year, not so much with Goodreads. But it's a lousy platform. I don't recommend it to anybody. It's kind of like Facebook, though, for a certain generation. It's hard to move off of it just because it's integrated into so many other things. Larry Correia is doing his Kickstarter soon for his new book, American Paladin, and his largest audience by a mile is on Facebook, but Facebook continually quashes his posts if he talks about Kickstarter or books or whatever, and he's had to get really creative with the language that he uses in his posts to try to talk about his books. He's caught 13 month-long suspensions over on that platform just for saying naughty, hurt words like things about guns or politics. He's not even that extreme of a guy, geez. But the point is, like, he's tried to move off of Facebook as a platform and get his followers to use anything else, and they don't. It's inertia, and it sucks, and there are better things out there, but people also have other things going on in their lives. They have other things that the platform is connected to. I haven't deactivated Facebook just because there are interactions with my late sister on there that I want to preserve, but I've also significantly scaled down my presence on the site. I don't really post there anymore unless it's very occasionally something about a book. And I think it's high time for Goodreads to become the same thing. I'm probably just not going to post written reviews anymore. I'm not going to star rate anything. Really, my only continued reason for using it is a couple of my friends can recommend things to me easily on there, and I can track what I have read. And I think I'm just going to use it exclusively for that function, and the rest of it can go to hell. All right, I'm at work now. Drive safe. See you out there.